Now again, I want to point out that the Problems and Worries card pile was quite helpful, and in a certain sense very helpful and informative, and also showed elements that weren't so jarring because it was an ally. This was very jarring if you looked at it, if you remembered it. It was very powerful, changing, a lot of upheaval, disruptive, because we got a fire and water. So that really shouldn't have been a shocker. Here we have another ally card, because this is the earth piling out of water. But it starts right off from the top as Kumir, sorrow, which is a great card. This is an awesome card, if you understand it. Three of Swords, Princess of, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands. So these two, the Queen and the Swords, are allies, and that makes this the odd card out in a crazy three arrangement. When you see how does this relate, how does this and this relate, and how does this and this relate, when you play out and average out all those relationships, it works out that this is a reversed card, blocked up, and these two are strong. At least they don't dominate it. But what this is saying is peace and serenity, see the tranquility in her, gone, blocked, held up by receiving insight from a balancing force, fire and water, that she has yoked together in such a helpful way because she's strong, not and well dignified, and controlling of her instinctual nature. So basically, part of it is a revelation of what? You know, the Three of Swords, which is the three biggies: attachment, aversion, delusion. These aspects going against greed and desire and these sorts of things. The very Buddhist points. You know, think of the three-sided dagger, the perturb, and what is that? It's a ritual dagger. It's not for fighting. What does that kill in someone? And that's what the Three of Swords often does in this deck. And so, you know, attached to things that I shouldn't be, avoiding people that I should be working and loving, and being deluded about what is really important in life. So starting to get those insights has disturbed my sense of self, which is a good thing, is it not? It's painful, but it's good. See, that's why the Three of Swords is a great card. And then what happens is, so now from here, there's the response. And the problem is overuse and killing use of force but it's overpowering a more nurturing and healing sense of self. I'm pouring way too much energy into these kinds of aspects. I need to be aware of this. I'm trying to persevere. I have a sense of vindictiveness and also upset about inability to get anything going materially. Fehlschlag, and you know, and so I feel very stuck. And when you get to the Seven of Coins discs, you see why they go from discs to coins when we get there. And so there's a sense of persevering through this sense, working through obviously these aspects of vindictiveness will be very important, because this card and this card are reversed. This one is somewhat strong. So they're quite well, badly dignified. And then it gets us over to the King of Cups. Three kings, 1, 2, 3. Very important to note, yes? So, and I hit all three kings. King to king to king. So that's an important piece to look at. There's looking at mature, outward facing self towards the world. What am I doing with that? Applying too much energy in one place, needing to persevere in another through some difficult times, and then sadly emotional immaturity, because it's the odd card out and it's irreversed, and needing to have a sense of peace and balance and pure will. This is will without an object, but is a sense of force, that kundalini, that aspect and that energy to go forth. And this leads us into the Devil card in the Thoth deck, and debauch. And basically the problem here, and it is reversed, so this is a great temptation to get into escapism, when what is needed is a novel approach with fresh energy. So moving through this, we get back to, okay, I want to do that, but guess what I end up doing? 3 fire cards, not good. So what happens is too much energy, flash in a pan, overuse of resources to try to solve the problem, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's right. Yes, it ends up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so finally, this is the last card before we hit do, because it's going to take us back to the queen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See? So we have this science, Wissenschaft, and what it is a fresh approach, novel approach to balancing out work, energy, love, peace, and fun time. Balance, work, and play. Novel approach required. See how useful this is? Daily read to really focus yourself. Here's where you're coming from. Here are some of the concerns that you're struggling with and that you're trying to go towards. Here are things that are bothering you. And here are some considerations and practical advices for going forward. Can you see why a daily bread is something you want to have as a daily bread? And why you could see it as give us this day our daily bread? For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. Amen. Or Ata Malkuth V'Gevura V'Gedula Le Olam. Amen. With that, Amen, Amen. I do end by saying a reverse sort of version of how I started off. And that is, I praise thee, Iao, that thou didst send Heru, the great angel that is set over the operations of the secret wisdom, who didst lay his hand invisibly upon these consecrated cards of art, that thereby we did obtain true knowledge of hidden things, to the glory of thine ineffable name. Amen. Amen means so let it be. So when someone says something you like, you say Amen, Amen.